Hello everyone, Lazy Titan here again, coming at you with another MLB The Show 25 video. In today's video, we'll be going over a tier list of all the first basemen. If you like this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified for future videos. With that said, let's get started. First up on the tier list today is Gil Hodges, the NL Collection Award. Great contact versus both sides, great power, great clutch at 102. He also has good vision and good bunting. Good fielding and reaction, not as important at first base, but still that's pretty good. And so obviously this card is going into the S tier, though I will say I don't think it's worth currently completing the collection just because of how expensive it is. Up next we have the new Threads card, Christian Walker. This card has good contact left and power right. Contact right and power left are decent. Clutch is okay at 72. Great fielding, so this is a really good fielding first baseman. So if fielding is important to you for first base, I think Christian Walker is a good option. For that, I'm going to put him in the A tier. Up next, we have Jake Burger, another new Threads card. The contact left is not amazing. The contact right's good. The power is great versus both sides. Good clutch at 96. So overall, I think he's pretty good. The fielding is not great on this card, but it doesn't matter as much at first base. So I think this is a B tier card. After that, we have Bryce Harper, live series. Good contact versus both sides, good power versus both sides, great clutch at 99, good fielding. I think he's an A tier card. Up next, we have Lance Berkman, first baseman who's a switch hitter. Good contact, good power right, decent power left, good clutch at 90. Fielding's okay, but he is a switch hitter. So overall, I think he's in the A tier. Next up, we have Paul Goldschmidt of the New York Yankees. Great contact left, decent contact right, good power versus both sides, pretty bad clutch. The fielding's okay. I think he goes into the C tier. He's just not as good as the other options. Next up, we have David Justice, lefty. Great contact left and power left, so he's a reverse splits. Contact right, power right are okay. Good clutch at 97. Not amazing fielding. So the reverse splits kind of hurt this card because he's not going to be good facing lefties just from a batter's perspective, but even though he does have good contact and power. And the contact right is just not good enough for a left-handed batter. So overall, I think this is also a C tier card because there's a lot of better options that you can get for a lot cheaper than that. Next up, we have Todd Helton, who is the Rockies Team Affinity Reward. Great contact right, good contact left. Power left's not amazing. Power right's decent. Decent clutch, though it does bring the base contacts down. Okay fielding. I think this is a B tier card because he is free after all. Next up, we have Nick Kurtz of the Athletics. Contact versus both sides is decent. Good power. Okay clutch. The fielding's all right. He's a very cheap card. So overall, I think he's in the B tier. Following that, we have the inning reward, Mark McGwire. Good contact left, good contact right, great power versus both sides. Good clutch, horrible vision at 33. Reaction's not amazing. If you like a swing, you can use him. Otherwise, I'd say he's also in the B tier. I think Manny is much better. Manny or Beltre is better options than him in that pack. Nathaniel Lowe, new Threads player. Good contact left, good contact right. Power's okay versus righty. It's not as good versus lefties, but the clutch at 110 is one of the highest clutches in the game for what he is, being a gold. Good fielding. Overall, I think Nathaniel Lowe is a great option at just 3,000 stubs, especially if you're a no money spent team. So I think he's actually an A tier first baseman. Next up, we have Freddie Freeman of the Dodgers. Good contact left, great contact right, good power versus both sides, great clutch at 97. Fielding's okay. I think he's decent. If you like a swing, he is a lefty, and there are a lot of lefties. So I would say he's A tier. He's better than these guys. But I'd say he's low A tier. Next up, we have Ryan Howard. Not great contact left, great contact right. Power left's not amazing. Almost max power right. Good clutch. Not great fielding, but he is a first baseman. So for that reason, I'm going to put Ryan Howard also into the A tier. Next up, we have Ben Rice. Not very good contact left. Contact right's not amazing. Good power, bad clutch. I think he honestly plays probably better catcher than he does at first base. So for that reason, I'm going to put him down here in the C tier. Next up, we have Richie Sexson. Great contact left, good power versus both sides. Contact right's a little low, but if there's runners on, clutch is good. Fielding and reaction are all right. So I think he's okay. If you like his swing, use him. But I think he's here in the B tier with Todd Helton. Or actually, I'll say he's better than Todd Helton. I'll put him here in the A tier. He's the low end of A, but he's in the A tier. Next up, we have Jeff Bagwell. Good contact versus both sides. Good, decent power left. Power right's okay. Clutch is good. Fielding and reaction are all right. I don't like his swing personally. I think it's one of the worst in the game. So just for that reason alone, I'm going to put him in the B tier. Next up, we have Vlad Guerrero Jr. Good contact versus both sides. Decent power versus both sides. Clutch is okay at 82. Fielding's all right. I think he's a cheap he's not a very cheap option though. $29,000 for this card is, in my opinion, just not worth it. I'm going to say he's in the B tier, just mainly off of the price alone. Next up, we have another free card, Frank Thomas, the first baseman. He's the White Sox Team Affinity Reward. Good contact versus both sides. Good power left, decent power right. Clutch is not great. Good vision. The fielding's okay. So, once again, I think this is a B tier card. I just think the options above are just better. Next up, we have Babe Ruth. Good contact left, great contact left, good contact right, good power versus both sides. The clutch is okay. The fielding's all right, but this card always plays above its attributes, in my opinion. And he is, it says his secondary, this is a secondary position, so first base, so he will field a little worse. But with all the hitting quirks and the swing he has, he's definitely an S tier card. Next up, we have Max Muncy, primary third base, but secondary first base. Contact left leaves a bit to be desired. Good power versus both sides. Bad clutch, not very good contact. The fielding's okay. So I think he's a B tier first baseman. Next up, we have the New Threads Anthony Santander, the collection reward. I have been playing with this card. The clutch is good. He has an amazing swing, good power, good fielding, decent reaction, but it doesn't really matter at first base. I think there's an argument to be had that he may be the best first baseman, but I think Gil Hodges is still better. Next up, we got Don Baylor. Good contact left, good power left, decent contact right, good power right. The clutch is where this card suffers, so not very good. Good speed, if that's something you need at first base. But overall, I think he's just a B tier card. I don't think he's amazing at first base. Next up, we have Chase Headley, the NL West Collection Reward. Contact left's decent, good contact, great contact right, good power on both sides. Clutch is good, good reaction, good fielding. I think this card is a good first baseman, but he's obviously better at third base. So I'm going to say he's in the B tier, just because you shouldn't be playing him at first. You should be playing him at third. Next, we have Jack Cagg, first baseman. Contact left's okay, contact right's decent. Power is good, clutch is okay, fielding and reaction are okay. So I'd say he's a middle of the road. I'm going to say he's B tier. Lastly, we have the new Jose Bautista from the multiplayer program. Primary right field, first base, third base, but I think this card probably plays best at first base just because he has 50 speed and that the outfield's not going to cut it. He has good contact left, great contact and power versus both sides. The clutch is good. The fielding and reaction are great for first base. So with that in mind, I think he's a good first baseman. I'm going to say he's in the A tier. So that's all the first baseman I was going to rate today. Let me save this tier list and I'll be right back. Here's the final tier list for where we are currently at first base in MLB The Show. If you like this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos. And with that said, this is Lazy Titan, and I'll see you again real soon.